as the draft begins. Dragonshire is the map, and I realize my little map UI here, my UI for the draft, doesn't list the map, and that's one production upgrade you'll see for next week.
Also, it seems to be a bit clairvoyant in terms of what the bans are.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Subtle ways of calling them out. Calling my co-caster out.
Good. Well, these are not going to be the bans. Those are last game's bans, so we're going to hide those here, and we're going to find out what the bans are. Actually, 2ARC coming with the ban on Zeratul once again, so that is going to be their ban, and the ban coming out of SMG once again is Tychus.
So Zeratul. Okay. I'm wondering if the Zeratul at this point is like a throwaway ban, if it's some kind of weird strategy to secure a team that they want. And, of course, what Quibsy was messaging me in between the games there is he says, no ban on Nazebo. And, of course, we're seeing that here. I told him it was a bold move, and he chuckled. So they've got to have something planned. And, of course, we see SMG following that right up. Well, let me back up 1 second here. 2ARC first picks Tassadar. SMG says Vol Nazebo. So come at me, bro. What do you guys got? How are you going to deal with this Nazebo?
And we're seeing it.
Oh, they're doing it.
We're seeing it. The Kerrigan Illidan.
If they don't take the Abathur, I will be shocked.
They have.
And this is good because I mean, I almost feel like this is their flag. This is what their strategy is right now. Like they are known for this now, taking these crazy no warrior.
Abathur Arthas. Kerrigan.
I love this. This is amazing.
They're just saying
they know. Yeah.
You can't have that. We're not going to let you do it.
I love this stuff. I love the battles that are happening at the draft screen right now.
Mind games.
No, we get Abathur. What? I love it.
The chat is actually. I'm gonna let you guys see the chat here.
Oh man.
No, we get Abathur.
I'm dying.
They're very sad. They wanted it. SMG said no. Glaurung wanted Zeratul. So they're like, no, you took Zeratul away from me. You're not gonna let me have fun and show off my plays.
Then we have to deny you guys. Wow.
I love it.
I'm really enjoying this. This is so back and forth. All right, let me update my little sheet here. We got, Tassadar, Vol, and Nazebo. God, this is crazy.
This is intense.
Okay, so Jake, let me ask you. They got like 3 out of the 4 of the combo. Does it still work?
I mean, honestly,
they kind of shut it down. It's risky.
The entire strategy of this combination is taking Illidan and giving him the maximum amount of sustainability as possible. So they use the Abathur hat, they use the shield from Tassadar to give him the extra health steal, and they use ancestral healing on Rhaegar to make sure Illidan just can't die. And they've got a few pieces of the puzzle here, but they don't have everything, and I don't know if it can work. Are there substitutions here?
It seems as though Tyrael is their substitute.
The shield. So
I get it, yeah. That's what I was about to comment on. Like, he does have an AoE shield that goes out for the team. And he may talent into that. Well, I'm going to keep a close eye on Tyrael's talents to see if he busts into that, the shielding talent. And then, of course, we do see Mad Furion. Follow it up.
Mad Furion.
That's his most picked hero. No one's
is
picking him.
Is it his only picked hero?
It might be.
I think.
Let me look real quick. Malfurion. Yeah. Every game that we've casted today, and those are all of their games, he's picked Malfurion every game. So
long live Mad Furion.
Back in action.
Back in action here. And he is mad as hell. Now, that is not the most angry Malfurion skin, so he doesn't look that mad to me.
Yeah.
But, you know,
else crazy here?
The eldest of the Furions.
God, he looks... What were you saying about the shampoo on his beard? It's
luscious,
nice.
Man. Look at how wavy it is.
So wavy.
I mean, ever since he got that new conditioner, Malfurion just really looks like a new guy. But the teams are ready. The casters are ready. Get excited for game number 3. And guys, while we boot up, thanks for the support here on the channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you guys are watching live or watching the VOD, give the Twitch here a follow. We had a bunch of subs today, so guys, thank you for that. You guys are helping us keep raising the production levels here for Heroes of the Storm, and as we are just a few weeks away from the beta, we are determined to get some sponsors in here to show them that we have the production value for that, and we want to give this opportunity to these players as we continue to grow. But Dragonshire once again. So, to start things off, we got SMG in the blue side, Arthlon back to Vala, Mad Timmy on Malfurion, Glaurung on Arthas this game, KO rocking the Nazebo. Wow, they just swapped it up again. Soldier on Abathur. So I think they've pretty much rotated every game this series. A different person on their team has played Nazebo. That's fun.
I like that.
And on the 2ARC side, we got Furious D is going to be rocking the Tassadar going down. We got Mr. J Pickles playing as Serial, Kiefer's playing as Kerrigan, Quibsy on Illidan, and Rhaegar played by Asadia. And guys, once again, thanks to our sponsors, Kitten of the Storm, and our tournament director, Mr. Sia Steve.
What a guy.
All this together and running the tournament every single week.
Yeah, they always run incredibly smoothly, except for things that are, you know, out of our control, of course, but you know, he always does a really nice job keeping these things up to date, keeping the rules set, making sure everyone's clear on how the drafting goes, all that stuff. He's always right on top of that, so props to Matt. Always doing a good job with that. That, of course, is CS Steve. Super confusing, I know.
Yeah, I know. His name is actually Matt. But yes, he does a ridiculously good job. You'd think that his 3 people running this event is how well it always goes, even no matter how many teams there are. But in the top lane, we got Arthas here, played by Glaurung. I think it's the first time we've seen Glaurung play Arthas today. And, or no, maybe not.
Maybe you're right. It's possible. I will check back on that.
But once again, on Dragonshire, I mean, we saw the roots and the wall do ridiculous things. I mean, just have crazy, crazy efficiency in this kind of area. And we're seeing the root and the wall go down again, but Illidan able to get out of the play scenario. But Keepers, getting low.
All right, so let me ask you this. We saw that 2ARC had requested to go back to Dragonshire. What do you think that is?
You know, for a second, I actually thought we were going to see a hammer pick out of them. And
okay.
But I think it's kind of a confidence play more than anything. It's just saying, look, okay, we think we can beat you there. Like, we're not afraid of you.
Yeah.
It's them trying to say, look, we can actually dance.
Sort of doing the SMG thing. Let's just let's keep all the variables the same except our style. We'll change that up. And of course they did. This is a very different approach to this type of, especially the team fighting in general. They're putting a lot into Illidan. We see him going Seasoned Marksman. That's just to make sure that he buffs up his auto attack so that he can get the healing off of Tassadar's shield. I would imagine at level 4 we are going to see that talent. I think it's 20% of the damage you deal out of auto attacks. And Glaurung seems to have caught himself out of position. A really nice Howling Blast. And of course the Abathur hat is going on top. Quibsy has taken a lot of damage from Envenom.
Oh my goodness! The Envenom, is it going to be enough? He's trying to get the healing.
Healing off the auto attacks. Oh my gosh, the Abathur hat came out at the last second. That was super close.
Double kill! He got both Tassadar and Illidan at the Soldier.
Soldier should be slash dancing right now.
Who are you? What did I just see? That was so
really nice heads up play there. That was super good. Yeah, and we do see an upgrade for the shield at level 4 on Tyrael. Of course, Tassadar has also taken the not College Embrace. I forgot the other name of the talent. Apologies for that. Illidan doing the immolation at level 4.
Pretty standard stuff.
Yeah. Yep, very standard stuff. And we are seeing, of course, the upgrade in wolf form so that you can get 100% extra health and mana regen. Pretty standard.
Yeah, you got to get that mana regen. You got to get that. You know, I mean, just sustainability in general is so huge in this game. And look how low they are once again. Getting out by look at the Abathur. Yeah. It's just like, oh, you want to heal on these minions? Nah, it's actually never going to be safe here because if you're low, I mean, the new Abathur builds are starting to see it. Like even just Abathur in general. Heroes with small health pools like Jaina and Illidan, they take so much damage so quickly to an Abathur that can just summon himself onto any minion.
Soldier didn't take promote. We had seen that previously in the tournament. He is upgrading that stab damage. I think that's the stab damage one. I'll have to double check that. And he's going Mule at level 7, which they just hit. SMG, of course. We see Gidbin on KO's Nazebo. Rune Tap from Arthas, just extra survivability. That's a pretty standard pick. Enduring Regrowth. I think that's not the Enduring Regrowth. Jake, save me here.
Looking over, that's the increased healing.
That is the increased heal. Okay, I was right. I should have doubted myself. Sorry, guys. And battle momentum for Vala. Here's the thing I want to ask you about. Assuming we don't have a giant team fight, of course we do.
Ask away, Kubi.
Standard stuff. Okay. Arthlon opens up with a multi-shot range increase and then takes Vampiric Assault. How do you feel about that?
Middle of the road build, not going
kind of,
full. I mean, yeah, that's actually really interesting. But when you consider the amount of damage you get from the multi-shot, and then you get the, well, you know what? That's interesting. I don't have a strong opinion on it, other than the fact that it's unique. For sure.
that's the talent where you see grenades, which is a pretty good damage spike.
Yeah,
onto the multi-shots. I'll have to see how it works out.
Opting for the sustainability, I mean, looking at the composition, there's a lot of damage that can dive on you pretty quickly.
You don't think they're going to take Sanctification, do you? I'm noticing this. Tyrael has gotten battle momentum. I mean,
oh my goodness.
It could be, but
looking
God,
at
that'd be
this
crazy.
composition,
I will go nuts.
Yeah, that's it's almost unheard of, and Are we going to see Ultralisk and Sanctification in the same game, Kubi?
I'll go nuts. That's it.
Is that going to happen?
I would love it. Are you kidding me?
Well, they're only level 8, so it's going to be a little while before we find that. But Symbiote is very close to level 10 here, and they will be finding out their talents in just a moment. I can see those.
The anticipation is killing me right now.
I
I've got to know.
He needs to know. They've tickled Kubi's brain.
Yes.
Okay, so 10 has been achieved here for Symbiote, and looks like the talents are pretty.
Okay,
pretty
we do
normal.
see we see Strafe, we see Tranquility. He's likely going to follow that up with Ice Block once again, as he has with all the other 4 games that we've seen him play. Army of the Dead, of course, that's for the ridiculous amount of sustain he gets. Ravenous Spirit, that is the staple of the Nazeebo build, and of course, Ultimate Evolution. Gotta go with that. That is your only choice on Abathur.
Only choice for now, but they've actually talked about the idea of adding a second heroic.
They have played around with that.
So
We've heard tons of rumors. Nothing has been announced yet, so we will have to wait and see. And here they go. They take level 10.
All right.
Nope. Judgment.
They didn't do it. Kubi
So sad.
Not amused.
Ancestral Healing, of course, on Rhaegar. That's what we would expect to see, just to make sure that Illidan stays alive. That's the hunt, isn't it? He went the hunt. Did he go the hunt? That's the hunt, isn't it? Pretty sure that's the hunt. That's the hunt.
That's the hunt.
Okay. 2ARC, what are you guys doing? Oh. Okay. No, it's clear now. They're gonna hunt Nazeebo. That's the plan. But you give up so much HP.
You know, this strategy initially was all about getting that mega metamorphosis where you keep him alive forever, and their adaptation is just, well, we'll just hunt Ravenous Spirit. We'll just save it every time. But you have Judgment as well. So Tyrael,
yeah, that's true. You got 2 options.
So you can hunt and Judgment one target to try to remove them. And imagine if they had False Set to go with this. Like, that's so much damage on one target. It's almost like maybe overkill. But we see the Knights being taken here by SMG. Just going to clean those up. And the offensive capture of the Giants here in response. That's actually a really big play.
It's nice. And they just seem to have found themselves down about a level. Oh my god, and they decided that KO is indeed out of position.
Well, we see the hunt and the Judgment and the wall, but the Ravenous Spirit goes down, and it's not going to be enough. The Ultralisk is popped. Big roots going down, and Quibsy in the front line, not too afraid. Now, he doesn't have meta this time, so when he's low, he just needs to back on out. Ancestral Healing is going to be available here to keep one target alive for a long time. We see the Archon go down. Kiefer's going to get that Ancestral just off barely, keeping him alive, but he's still getting very low. He just needs to keep on running. Glaurung trying to chase.
Oh my gosh, and Quibsy is super low up top. He is chasing Arthlon. He doesn't care at this point. Backs up at the right time. Wow.
Well, everyone is so low on the side of 2ARC, and SMG is looking nice and healthy, throwing down the double Arthas here. The Frozen Tempest from behind doing a lot of work, but are they going to get out? Asadia throwing down the healing. Oh, but the Howling Blast just barely grabs them furiously, trying to get out of here.
How has no one died yet on 2ARC? What is this? Okay, there we go.
There they go. They're dropping like flies as soon as you say it. And 2 are down. Quibsy in a rough spot here. Are they going to be able to get him? Asadia keeping sustain up, able to tap the well.
These guys are crazy.
Yeah, they're
getting out. Oh no, KO is coming in from behind. He died early on in the fight, but he is back.
And this is just back and forth.
Wow.
And the Howling Blast should cue them to. Oh, the hunt goes in. The vault forward, followed by the Judgment. Arthlon getting super low, but look how much heals. I mean, that increased healing on Malfurion is so big.
Wow. Quibsy is actually nuts. He's crazy. He's insane. I love it though. He's so confident with his plays, his hunts, his dives, and he's getting work done. I mean, they're not ahead, but like that call on what started all of these team fights, which seem to have been going on for the last minute and a half almost, was they just said, okay, Nazeebo is out of position, and they had the right call. They knew that the rest of SMG was too far away to respond to it, and they had the hunt, the Judgment, and it just burned them super quick. Impressive, really.
Both teams really just feeling each other out, rotating up and down between the middle and top lane. Bottom lane is vacant other than our Abathur player, soaking that lane, continuing to get the experience advantage here for SMG, up 1 level right now.
Wow, confidence. I like it though. If they're going out, they're say we're doing the strategy we want, and we're gonna make it work. May not win, but they're gonna try their hardest.
And they're doing a good job.
They are.
I mean,
they're keeping up.
It's looking really, really even at this point in the game. Kills 6-2 in advantage of SMG right now, but that's not actually that big of a deal as the experience is quite close. These mercenaries getting taken here for 2ARC, and they're gonna rotate on up to see what they can make happen.
Okay, so we can talk about talents for a little bit. Nothing too crazy that's jumping out at me, with the exception of Asadia taking the increased... Oh my gosh, and here we go. They're at it again. Diving onto Mad Timmy.
Well, a big play here. The Tranquility goes down, but it actually gets obliterated really quickly. Ancestral Healing keeping Mr. J Pickles for a long time, but so much damage was dealt by that Ravenous Spirit. The zombie wall goes down, but is it going to be enough? Sprint trying to get him out of here with the Avatar hat, but he's so secluded here in the top corner. He's going to be falling here. Furious D and Quibsy still going forward. They get another kill, and they get a third kill. 4 players down to 2, but Furious D is so very low, and Arthlon is going to try to get cheeky here because he still has the Avatar hat, but it's just down to the 2 of them versus 3 members of 2ARC.
That was, I mean, it came down to the Ravenous Spirit there, and I was just watching Quibsy just to see when that hunt would go down, if it would, and it just never came. I mean, they were able to disrupt him at the very end of his Ravenous Spirit, but it wasn't enough, and too many people died and start off there. But
and for the first time, 2ARC has the Dragonite out of these 2 games of Dragonshire.
Yep. Let's see what they're going to get done with it. They are taking down the wall, at least on mid lane. They're rotating down bottom. We're just going to try to soak up as much experience as we can, and we're trying to be careful here. SMG does have level 16 talents over us, so we need to make sure we're watching this.
Really smart play, just making sure they get that experience from the towers. I mean, look how much damage the Dragonite takes as soon as they get in their face. And just going to get the 400 XP, and the 1 more tower will bring them so very close to 16. Just slowly getting closer here, and Asadia doesn't really get too much closer because he's got to be that healer. He's got to stay safe. He can get the wolf form and back on up. Reindeer Rhaegar, and throwing down his little Christmas totem. Tis the season, ladies and gentlemen.
It is the season.
Tis the
that's
season.
So nice, Jake. Only weird talent that's jumping out at me so far for level 16. Mad Furion has decided to take the Entangling Roots, and I believe that's the size and duration increase?
Size and duration increase, that is correct. Now, that gives you a lot of zoning, so again, it's weird until you consider that you have a Nazebo that you want to keep alive. And as soon as you think about that, it's like, okay, extra time, extra zoning. And did Melfi grab Rewind as well?
No, he's still going with Ice Block, which seems to have been working out well enough for him in the previous games, so why not stick it out? Other odd talent taken is at level 16. Well, I'll talk about it after this fight, actually, because it looks as though Mr. Pickles is out of position. The hunt's going in.
The hunt goes in here from Quibsy, going on KO, doing a lot of damage. Strafe trying to disengage, and Judgment is actually used to interrupt the Strafe. Ancestral Healing goes on to keep him up, but Quibsy actually got his kill there on Nazebo. Ravenous Spirit no longer a threat in this fight. Mr. J Pickles trying to get Mad Timmy, but we have the Tranquility going down, but Quibsy goes on in and secures the kill. He will pay with his life, but 3 for 2 in favor of SMG, and Soldier isn't done yet. That's just an After clone, and he's going for the kill. Doesn't even need it.
Oh, and he's going to have another Howling Blast to follow it up. There's no way he's getting out of that situation alive. A complete ace for SMG.
I don't even know what to say. It looked good. Quibsy was doing a lot of work in the front
there. He
dived in.
And he paid with his life, like you said.
But
that was rough.
But, just the double Arthas. Just going to town, slowing everything in their way. Yeah, Quibsy was in the back line getting a lot of work done, but did it matter?
And it seems like they nerfed the amount of time that Avatar can have the heroic up, the copy, but they always have him when they need him. It's always been clutch for them. They always have the second Arthas out.
Well, the hunt is here. If Quibsy's going in hard on Glaurung, we have the Avatar hat here trying to help defend. And Arthlon throws on a multi-shot, but Arthlon doesn't want to be at the brunt of that damage. Now, they don't have to worry about the hunt right now, but Kerrigan is still a very scary threat, because once he's on you, you're just getting ravaged by those 2 melee assassins.
Gosh, this has been a crazy game. Crazy game. And they are immediately capping that Dragon Knight. Had everyone set up in position 4 before 2ARC could even react.
Very clutch play using the Avatar's Burrow to just grab that top shrine. He's waiting in the grass. He's soaking that top lane. Giants taken here for 2ARC, but that's not going to help them in the middle lane because those Giants are going down
look
south.
At this rotation.
They're trying to go from behind. They're throwing down the route here to try to zone for Arthalon, but Strafe is used. Now, it will Judgment be used once again. Cast aside doesn't actually hit. Ancestral Healing going down to the last possible second on Kiefer is a huge play. And this Tranquility Ice Block is getting a lot of value, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to keep Mad Timmy alive, as he does in fact fall. 2 members of SMG are down, where all 5 are still available here. 2ARC so low on Mr. J Pickles and so low on our Illidan player. Backing up here. Asadia getting forward, trying to keep Keepers alive. Will he be able to?
Wow.
Glaurung is going to fall, and he stays alive. 2ARC hasn't lost
the auto healing on the shield from Tassadar is really actually doing a lot of work. I think teams are going to sit down and take a hard look at that talent. It seems to have been doing so much work to keep people alive this game.
You know,
I'm impressed.
I also want to point out the fact that the Dragonite worked negatively because they didn't have Ravenous. 2ARC knew they didn't have to worry about Ravenous, so they used their cooldowns, their interruptions on everything else. I mean, the Dragonite arguably lost them 4 members in that team fight. And beautifully done by 2ARC. Nice just wrap
it was
around.
a really nice rotation. I think that was the big thing. It was how they started out that team fight. They said, okay, they're pushing into this mid fight. We're going to come in from the underside, wrap around, and they immediately all went in on Arthlon. They had to spend a ton of resources to keep him alive, to keep him from being pushed too far into the enemy team. Just the way that the rest of the fight transpired, things sort of snowballed out of control for SMG. And we saw that they were down 4 heroes to, I think, maybe lost 1, if that.
I don't think they even lost the 1. I mean, we saw Quibsy get super low, back up tap well. SMG trying to grab these Knights here. They're going to get the Bruisers, Knights, Bruisers, whatever you want to call them. Meanwhile, they've got 4 Giants occupying their bottom lane, doing a lot of work.
I mean, you can't underestimate Abathur, especially late game with the Locust Nests. You can still push hard, especially if he takes the exploding and cleaving. Yes, he did at level 13. Abathur did take the trait. I'm trying to remember what are those little guys called, the pincher dudes.
Locusts.
That's Locusts. That's the ones. Those guys cleave and explode. They do a ton of AoE damage. If you leave them alone at all, they can really just take down a fort. So, I mean, 2ARC's going to have to keep this in mind. Right now they have a tempo advantage, but they're always going to have to be keeping in the back of their mind. What is Abathur up to right now? And we actually saw Illidan moving up to deal with him, and just as I'm talking about all this, they did exactly that. They dealt with Abathur.
Yep. Now, right now, 2ARC is really just trying to soak as much XP to hit level 20. They're really close here. We're going to see their talents in just a moment, and here they are.
Yep.
What do they end up picking? You can look
we
in the
see
top right
the Global
corner.
Hunt.
Yeah, Global Hunt.
That's the big one.
Archon.
Tarask, and we see the upgrade for Ultralisk. Yep, upgrade for Archon. These guys are keeping it exciting. I love when people grab the upgrades for level 20.
So presently, 1 research for each team.
Yep.
And it looks like Rhaegar is contemplating. I think Storm Shield will be the option
Storm
he
Shield
goes for.
is the typical one. The upgrade for Ancestral Healing is AoE Splash Heal. I think it's for 25% of the amount healed. It doesn't seem to be too impactful. I think the instantaneous effect of the Storm Shield is super nice because it ends up being about the same amount of HP. That's probably the one we'll see him go with. And we'll just talk about SMG's level 20 upgrades for just a moment here. We see Blink on Arthlon and Nazebo. That's pretty standard. Actually, no. I'll take that back. The not upgrading level 20 Ravenous Spirit. Maybe they feel as though up until this point they've been dealing well enough with Ravenous Spirit that it's just better that he has utility to stay alive.
Yeah.
This could be a swinging point for 2ARC. This could give them a little bit of confidence to see that he didn't grab that. And like, okay, guys, this is it. We're dealing with Nazebo. You know, like we can do this. We can turn this series around.
I mean, it's
maybe that's all they need.
It's any man's game right now. 2ARC is totally in this, and we actually do see the upgrade on Ancestral.
He did take it. So maybe he's been sort of keeping an eye on the rest of the team fights that have been happening. Oh, and we do see Quibsy diving in onto KO with the upgraded Hunt.
Now, the Ancestral Healing was used really early, and look at the size of that Megalith doing a lot of work here. Mad Timmy has to pop his Ice Block, forcing the Ultralisk to change his target, but he's going to fall anyways. Mr. J Pickles was on him really quickly. Soldier doing a lot of work with the After Clone, but Quibsy is immediately on KO saying, "Get out of my game. I'm going to try to remove you." But Quibsy forced to actually get on out really quickly.
KO probably doesn't have sprint.
Bolt has already been used, so it's not going to be available here. And Mr. J Pickle's going to fall as well. It's now, you know, a pretty even trade here, but Furious D and Quibsy both fall.
Wow.
Huge play there. SMG taking the better end of that.
I really thought that 2ARC was going to get the better end of that team fight, and it just... Oh, things were so close. They had a chance to back up, too, and they really felt like they could get a solid lead, kill the rest of the members of SMG. We do see Stadia being kind of cheeky here, dodging. I think they were looking for him for a little bit, but we do see the Dragonite pushing in, probably going to come up from underneath and take the final keep for 2ARC. No, he's going in.
Glaurung making a bold play, saying 3 of you are dead. Have fun denying this. I'm just going to try to tip through your shields and do a little bit of damage. He might get 10-15% health done, but honestly, he's really overstayed his welcome already.
He has Resurgence.
He's got Resurgence.
So I guess he's trying to do as much damage as possible so that perhaps the idea is to follow up. I don't know how I feel about that boot. Well, if the idea is to just dive onto the core and do as much damage as possible so that your team can return later on when the other team is out of position.
The body blocking was really nicely done by Pickles there. Mr. J Pickles just going forward, making sure to keep him locked in into this guy.
The Dragonite does a lot of damage to the core. Every swipe is like 4% or something like that. So it was surprising to see him just take the extra time to boot when he probably could have gotten 2 or 3 more swipes in. Probably taking it down to somewhere 60-something%.
Yeah, not.
Just
I mean,
a snap call.
it
Perhaps
was-
he just got flustered a bit.
I feel like throwing a resurgence away probably wasn't even worth it. I mean, he could have safely grabbed a key, and
He could have. Yeah, there's no denying that for sure. But maybe he's looking at the situation saying, we'll just dodge team fights for another 3 minutes, which is what the current respawn time of Resurgence is.
very true. Well, we'll see if it works out for him because 2ARC is going to know that Resurgence is down. And that's the only Resurgence available on their team. So 2ARC is going to say, look, that's a little bit of an advantage. All our heroics are, in fact, ready here.
That said, Tyrael did use his Resurgence in the previous team fight. So maybe they're saying, okay, we'll just keep it at level ground. It's fine. I'll trade 25% on your core, knowing that you also don't have Resurgence. So everything's fair.
Quibsy is looking for KO. He wants to pick up that Nazebo.
All heroics are off cooldown, so we could see a giant scuffle here. 2ARC moving in from the bottom.
And a big engagement here. The root goes down almost immediately to try to zone out, but the hunt is used here on Arthalon. This time opting to go for him. And the sprint is, or the judgment is used to disengage that strafe, doing a lot of work. We see the ice block coming down here in the bolt back by KO, trying to get the safety and pulling out that Ravenous Spirit, but it is interrupted immediately.
I completely forgot about...
Oh, no! The Ancestral Healing was wasted a little bit too late there, and Asadia is going to fall here. SMG is going to wipe the floor here as Quibsy falls, and Tassadar is going to be the last one alive.
Okay, a lot of crazy things happened in that fight. First of all, really nice from Mr. J Pickles. I will give him a lot of credit for that team fight. The way he positioned all of his stuns was flawless almost. He judgmented in on another hero. It wasn't even, almost not even intended almost, but he was able to judgment in the knockback that happens to the other heroes in the team, like pushed him out of strafe, pushed Arthalon out of strafe. So that was really nice. And then on top of that, he was saving his cast aside so that he could push Nazebo out of his Ravenous Spirit. Really nice, but I mean, didn't end up panning out.
No.
SMG took the better of that team fight. They just had the sustainability, the target fire. Everything was working out in their favor, and they were able to get an ace on that team fight. Actually, no, Tassadar did stay alive, but you got one man defending against 5 on an already damaged core. Not looking too good.
No, not looking too good, and SMG is going to take that series 3-0 soundly. Now, Cloud9 Maelstrom wasn't here this week, and 2ARC came back. So, this is the first... I mean, we had the big upset last week with Cloud9. SMG lost to Cloud9. No Cloud9 this week.
I want to see all these guys next week, though.
Grand Finals without Cloud9 is typically SMG 2ARC.
Yeah.
But next week, yes, we should be seeing Maelstrom, 2ARC, and Symbiote. And it's going to be really interesting to see who counters who. Because,
Kings of the Storm monthly, number 3, guys. You got to check that out. This is like the Super Bowl for this year.
4.
What did I say 4-3? Oh my gosh.
It is 4.
I'm the worst.
Kings of the Storm 4 next week. It's the last big Kings of the Storm of 2014, and we're going to knock it out of the park. The teams are going to be here. They've qualified. SMG is more than qualified, and so is 2ARC, getting first and second at many events, respectively, between the two teams. And you know what? We can try to hook up an interview with SMG. We're gonna send them a message and see if we can make that happen. But congratulations to SMG winning the qualifier once again. They've won every single qualifier but one, and they've won every single monthly to date.
It's true. They're super strong, and they still have the title in my eyes. They lost last week. They came back. They won this week. Of course, Maelstrom wasn't present, but hey, I mean, what else are they gonna do? You know, they just take the title back. If you're not gonna show up, then there's nothing to defend, I guess. So. But I also wanted to say big ups to 2ARC. They showed us a lot of really cool strategies today, a lot of different ways to deal with Nazebo, and I think they did actually a pretty good job in that last team fight. I mean, just the last match in general. A couple team fights didn't go very well towards the end, but they're showing a lot of innovation, a lot of creativity in terms of team comps and how to deal with specific targets. I think this Grand Finals it's good to watch, to go back and watch just to see how teams adapt to different strategies. Really cool stuff from 2ARC.
And really SMG just kind of displaying their ability to play multiple heroes. We saw Nazebo played by KO, Soldier, and Arthalon. So Nazebo's a hero that we never really see SMG run, and now they're like, look, we got 3 guys that can play him. What are you going to do? And it's just kind of like a confidence thing, just kind of making a statement. But guys, we're going to get ready to do an interview. We're going to throw to a quick commercial. We're going to set up Skype, get these guys on here, and we'll be back in just a minute with an interview to close out the night. So stay tuned. We'll be back with Arthalon and maybe one other dude. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Be right back.